Teamdynamics, emergent states. Each team and collaboration is unique. When working together, dynamics of interaction emerge that are extremely difficult to predict. After all, how a team will perform the task at hand depends not only on the personalities, competences, and motivations of the team members, but also on team processes such as planning and task division. In addition, so-called emergent states help determine the success of teams doing interdisciplinary research. An emergent state refers to that which takes place between team members. Often it is a feeling that arises or an atmosphere that starts to prevail in the team. Emergent states are not acts or actions by the team, nor are they about the content of what the team is working on. These so-called emergent states can have both a positive or negative impact on the performance of the team. Positive effects are an increase in group cohesion, active attitudes of team members, and mutual trust. Negative effects are feelings of resistance, either towards each other or towards the research task, destructive conflicts, and passivity of team members. We are not yet entirely sure how these emergent states come into being or how we can actively steer towards positive emergent states whilst avoiding the negative ones. It is clear, however, that these states only come into being in the dynamics of the team and hence they remain unpredictable. An example of an emergent state is the spiral of trust. When a team initially trusts each other, team members will feel safer in the team and allow themselves to be vulnerable. They trust each other's ability and are more likely to help each other and forgive mistakes. This in turn creates more trust. We call this a positive spiral of trust. However, the opposite can also be true. In a team that does not trust each other, there is less sharing. Frustration and relationship conflicts may arise because actions are interpreted from a position of distrust. This lowers overall trust in the team, which negatively affects both the atmosphere within the team and the end product. We call this a negative spiral of trust. It is impossible to predict the direction of the spiral at the start of a given collaborative process. However, team members can choose to actively discuss the topic of trust and make agreements about it. This can help to create a positive atmosphere in the group, which will then hopefully carry over into the rest of the collaborative process. In this video, we have discussed how team dynamics are complex, unpredictable, and difficult to steer. Gaining insight into the different elements of team processes can be a first step towards improving collaboration. Try to experiment with what works in your team to get into a positive spiral. Good luck!